Hello everyone, it's Aaron Yeager here, and today I am playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Yes, that's right, I have finally figured out how to play these games. So, I have to give a very special thanks to Relicamai, or, yeah, I'll just link him in the chat down in the description. I have to thank him because he helped set this up for me. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be making this video. So, thank you very much, Relic. Now, I have got 4 games. I wish they don't have what I want yet. It's complicated. Anyways, for some of the cases, I will do voices. Females, I'm not so good with, and yeah. But I'll do like Phoenix and all the male characters. I'll give them some dumbass voices, and I'll change, and I'll talk to myself sometimes. Anyways, no, I have played this game before, but never hurts to try. Anyways, let's get off with the video, shall we? The first turnabout. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, I'm nervous. Right. Alright, I'll try to do a high pitch. Oh, hiya, Chief. Phew. I'm glad we made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? Let's see. Let's check our court record. We got time of death, bloodshot, one of my possessions. Let's go back. We have Cindy Stone, the victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Larry Butts, the defendant in this case, a likable guy who was my friend back in grade school. Chief attorney at Fay & Co. My boss, a very good defense attorney. Sorry, a favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kinda owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I wanted to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, despair, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm all finished. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Nick, you gotta help me. Who took my baby away? The person who's responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school has a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I could say, though, it's usually not his fault. He has terrible luck. But I know him better than anyone, that he's a good guy at heart. I screwed that up. That I owe him one. Which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. The court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstance, I think we should have a test let me retry that line. I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Handshaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clear and consciously. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. The defendant is Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what the victim's name. Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank. Here, Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim, of course. I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. A little migraine going on. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember, to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Let's hear your answer. Who was the victim in this case? The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me what was the cause of death? She died because she was... oh. She's struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. That's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record figure. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy.
The prosecution calls the defendant Mr. Butts to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get the chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butts, Is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my calls or seeing me ever. What was it to you, anyways? Mr. Butts, please describe what Mr. I'm so sorry about that. Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what it means to be dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to the court record. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? Don't you? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Let's stop him from answering. My client has no idea what the victim. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get the bottom of this. Gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy. This is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Send him a signal. Like a dog. Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember. Well then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. I have a witness that can prove that he did go into the victim's apartment that day. Well, that simplifies the matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, the witness was selling newspaper at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sott to the stand. Saw it. Clever naming, guys, really. Fucking dumbasses. Mr. Sod, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sod, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must have been in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. That hurts my voice. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that. Incidentally, why hasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sotz used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your per usual. Blackout, okay. I'm like out of breath. Okay. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right? This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? That's why you expose the lies in the testimony that the witness just gave. Lies? He's lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, let's find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button and point the contradictions in the testimony. Whew. Okay, cross-examination. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, okay, that's right. It doesn't work that way. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take note of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the crime of the scene. The defense requests the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry because... Okay. Half open, you say? Yes. The door was half open. Yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came close to the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought. I see. What happened next? Okay. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open. Oh, shit. Why did the paint come off so quickly? What happened then? I went to a nearby park and I think I already found it. Oh shit, no. Back. Damn it. Time of death. Ah! Oh, really? Hold on. Objection! Nope, it ain't gonna work. Okay. Had to use a mouse. Where you found the body was at 1 p.m. You sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes at the time of death. Let me retry that one. The autopsy notes that the time of death was sometime after 4 p.m. There's nobody or no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Oh, that, this is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sott, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Good job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story starts to fall apart. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery.
You see, I found the body. When I found the body, I heard the time. There's a voice saying the time. It's probably coming from the television. Oh, but it's 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape programming. That's why I thought it was 1. Excuse me. I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about that misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right? You know what to do.
I got this one. Let's do this. Okay, time of discovery. See, when I found the body, I heard the time. I sure is television, not a radio?
What the fuck? Well, I know. I guess I must have been a radio. Incidentally, there is no radio on premises.
I can't figure out, but something about this is... Yeah, I know. Present. It was... this. Hold it right there. The prosecution said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Yeah,
The defense has a point. Do you have any explanation for this, Mr. Sott?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sott, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
And you seem rather distraught.
Sorry about that. I just realized it said judge.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been a shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sott. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There's a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Hearing the time. Ooh. Reese's Puff, Reese's Puff, Reese's, Reese's Puff, sorry, anyways, okay, I didn't see, I saw it, table clock in the apartment, table clock, it's a murder weapon. Wait just a moment. This murder weapon wasn't a clock. It's a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? With your objections, your evidence, just what do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sot. Hey, I saw it there, huh? Okay? That was a clock. Sot. Yeah, stupid game. I love this theme. It's just, whew. Okay. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. It doesn't look like a clock. I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, here's that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problem with this testimony now? Yeah, I still find a problem with it. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That's the sound. That was the sound you heard. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. Order in the court? Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sot, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon you spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you're so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Yeah! Shut up. I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. Better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sot heard was definitely this clock. A fact which if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock right now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That's certainly a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. So what's your conclusion, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne? Can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sot heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sot, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it. So close. Mr. Wright, seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sod. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like I'm a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sod. Chief? Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. No one could prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you still can't win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as why the clock should be 3 hours slow? I can actually, because if we take a look at the court record, that the victim was apparently arrived home on Paris. Paris is at a different time zone than the U.S., so therefore, it makes sense. It wouldn't be 3 hours slow, it'd be like a day ahead of us. It'd be 8. Okay, it's 8. It'd be nighttime for them. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim? Of course. The piece of evidence in the court record. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see, pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Ready for this? Take that! The victim had just returned from home aboard the day before the murder. As we know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. That's what I thought. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset the clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sod? Or should I say, Mr. I did it? Order! Order, I say. Whew. Well, this case has certainly turned out different than we expected. Mr. Payne, your client,
he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. To find the true culprit and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, the court is adjourned. Solved the first case. Woo! As it turns out, Mr. Frank Sott was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment and the victim wasn't home, after he left, Mr. Sott let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sott grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 2. Whew. Still can't believe we won. Right. Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Wait, no! I mean, bad, 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 bad. Larry, you're innocent. This case is closed. But, my Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was... Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Harry Butts. Harry Butts. Yes. Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent. Fucking A. I can't believe she didn't realize how dumb that sounded. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate dinner. My movie? My treat? Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who cut you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. Made one for her and one for me. Oh, really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she just playing me for a fool. Don't you think that just make you want to cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Squeeze me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah. Right. What the heck is she talking about? I believe she's talking about this statue. Okay, let's take that. Okay. Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive that you weren't some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock that you made for her, Larry. She took it with her on when she traveled. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it as what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made them feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime, maybe. Over dinner? Over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock that he gave me, huh?" I didn't know it then, but the clock was soon going to be at the very center of another incident. My promise to the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Well, I think that's a good start for the series. A new episode has been added. Turnabout system. Oh, I love this case. Yes, save this. Well, I'm going to end the episode here because I think we've been on long enough. It's probably like, what, maybe a 40-minute video? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like and subscribe, and just remember, stay innocent. Now, I gotta think of something else. You know what? Because I'm bringing this series in, I'm gonna make an own outro to this. So, let's see. What can I do? Leave a like and subscribe, and stay innocent, guys. Take that! No, I'll think of something by the next episode. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.